Forward, we have Volkov and Walt Harris, and I like this fight. These guys like to stand and bang,
Yeah.
big knockouts. Obviously Walt Harris. He had such a crazy year. If you go back October of last year till October this year,
Mm-hmm.
that's when obviously his daughter-in-law was missing, and a horrific tragedy that came upon that. And then he came back and he fought Elverim, not the fight he wanted to, not the obviously what happened, he got knocked out, but,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he was very emotional. I think we're going to see a different Walt Harris this time, and I'm predicting him by TKO finish.
Yeah, so this is a fight that's also tough for me because we've known Walt ever since his first fight in the UFC. He came by the Mandalay Bay. He came by the Mandalay Bay to our studio and did the pre-fight interview, and then he came back Monday and did the post-fight interview with us because he happened to stay. So we connected with him in 72 hours. We follow other sports, and of course he played college basketball. Really, really nice guy, and he has had a difficult year. And then on top of everything you just said, this past summer he was trying to get into politics a little bit, and he ran for, I believe it was a seat in the local city that he's from in Alabama, on the city council. Now he came up short, but he really enjoyed it, and he says he'd like to do it again in the future. Yeah. But I think it's Homewood, Alabama, if I'm not mistaken. So, it's obviously not taking a physical loss in your profession, but either way, I'm sure he would have wanted to win. Although he did say he didn't realize how much work he would be in for had he won. Look, Volkov is really, really grown into his frame. Mm-hmm. I saw him at Bellator years ago, and he was lanky. He didn't have as much muscle. He didn't know how to use his height. So with the height came the reach. But now he really, really can use his reach with his legs, his kicks, his punches. He's a tough out, man. I'm going to be rooting for Walt Harris, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. Volkov deserves to be the main event, the favorite. But that said, Harris does have the type of power that could knock Volkov out.
Definitely.
So, that's one underdog I'm going to roll with. I'm going to roll with Walt Harris here.
Yeah, I'm going with Walt Harris on the TKO. I think he's due for a big one. But like you said, Volkov has all the attributes, and obviously that fight with Curtis Blades didn't go his way. But if you look at a part of a round, right, it was like the fourth round, he was hurting Curtis. So
it was good. He gained a lot. Volkov got better from that. He probably got better from the Lewis come from behind knockout, because that was probably a good lesson in staying in the game, staying mentally tough all the way to the end. He lost that fight in the last 15 seconds, the Lewis fight. And then the other fight you just mentioned right now, Blades, all strikers, when they get mauled like that by a wrestler, they gain so much from it. And he showed at times that he had something for the wrestler. So that's going to make him so much tougher in the subsequent fights that he has, that are upcoming. He gained a lot from those. So I really think Volkov's really, really a top fighter, and he will be a top 5-10 fighter for the next 5 years or so, because he's in his prime right now, man. He's legit. But I still think Harris can hopefully catch him. I think Harris runs about 6'4". Volkov's 6'7". So it's not like he's can't match his size a little bit. I mean, he's he does, and he's very athletic.
Definitely. Maybe uses a more wrestling heavy offense than he's used to in Walt Harris against Volkov.
Yeah, you just got to be careful with it. That's one thing I'm noticing a lot is takedown defense has really, really been elevated by a lot of athletes, and they can make you expend so much energy. So if you're deep in on a double or a single, and you can get someone to the ground quickly, great. And if not, I think there's this process of abandoning it. Yeah. Being in the clinch, hopefully in a favorable position, you score some points, maybe break away with some elbows or some knees or something. It's that blending of the martial arts that's really, really important. But yeah, if it's there, grab it, test this guy on the ground. If not, okay, don't blow your load on something that isn't